Hey, what's up guys? I have another battle here today. It's an RU battle against a guy named Jettma off the Smog on Wi-Fi Battle Finder. And yeah, I don't usually battle in the RU, but I wanted to give it a try, and I think I will be battling in it more because I really did enjoy it. Okay, so I lead off with my Whimsicott, and he leads off with his Smurgle. And knowing, I looked at its standard set on Smogon, and it looks like it's a pretty annoying Pokemon. So I go off for the taunt, and he does end up trying to use a Spore. And see, I get burned by my Flame Orb because I do carry the Flame Orb and Switcheroo on this thing. It's kind of like a physical wall stopper. But here I switch out into my Steelix, and he switches out into an Emboar. And this is a physical attacking Steelix. It's not a defensive one or anything, or not a support one. So he goes for the Flame Charge here, and I guess it's because he thought I would be fearing the Flare Bits and switch out, so he wanted to get some extra speed. But I wasn't. So Steelix takes that really well, and I go for the EQ. And is able to one-hit KO this really big threat to my team, and I get him out of the way right here. And I believe now he switches out into his Slowking, and because these are usually special attacking, I do not want to stand there. I go in my Lantern, which is kind of like the Gardevoir of my NU team if you've seen that battle. He has Heal Bell, a couple Thunder Wave like you'll see right here, and he does have Water Absorb, so he takes the Skull and takes no damage. It gets the paralysis on the Slowking. And then he actually uses the Thunder Wave on me as well and gets me paralyzed. Doesn't bother me too much because, like I said, I do carry Heal Bell on this. So now he switches out, fearing the Thunderbolt. And I actually go for the Heal Bell to heal myself of the paralysis real quickly. And now he switches out into the Galvantula, which seems to be a pretty popular Pokemon in the RU because of its high special attack and stat and speed. And now he goes for the Thunder on my special defensive Lantern, and it doesn't do too much. It does about 50% actually. That is actually a lot. What am I saying? And then I go for a Scald here, get some good damage, and get the burn. Not really mattering because he is a special attacker, but it's nice to have that damage on him. So here, after I saw how much the Thunder did, I didn't really want to take another one, so I switched back out into my Steelix so I can resist the Thunder. And actually goes for the Volt Switch, which I stop him from Volt Switching, which is great. So now I kind of have a free turn to set up my rocks. I could have gone for the KO, but I knew he wouldn't probably want to stay in. But he actually goes for the Hidden Power, which I thought was going to be fired, and I was really scared. But apparently it wasn't, and I don't think this guy knew what it was either. And it ended up doing only about 100 damage to me. And I get myself rocks up with my Steelix still alive. Sorry about that. That's a fail. And then he switches back out into a Smeargle. I'm not really afraid of this thing. Because I've seen that they usually carry like Stealth Rock, Spore, and a couple other moves, and sometimes Baton Pass. So I let this thing, leave this thing in for Sleep Fodder because it has Stealth Rocks up and it's done its job. And he actually switches out after he gets his Spore on me, back into his Gallade, which is another really popular Pokemon in RU, I can tell, because of his high attack stat. So for some reason I switch in my Lantern, even though it is a specially defensive one. And I take the Leaf Blade, and it completely obliterates my Lantern. I don't know why I switched into my Lantern. Really bad play on my part. I knew he was I knew he was a physical attacker, and I don't know why I switched into it. But I go back into my physical attacking wall, like stopper, I guess you could say. And I switch it my Flame Orb so it gets the burn damage, and it gets its attack lowered. And it goes for the Zen Headbutt on my Whimsicott, which has max HP and max special attack, I believe, because it does have Giga Drain. And I survive it really well, and then he gets the burn. So now he's basically, in my eyes, he's basically gone because he can't do anything with that low of attack stat after the burn. And then he switches out into Slowking for some Slacking. I'm sorry. And I mean Slowking. What am I saying? And I go for a Giga Drain here because this is my modest Whimsicott. It does a pretty good chunk. Go for another Giga Drain, and he's not really a threat right now. It's just kind of just wearing him down, gaining some HP in the process. This guy wasn't the best battler, and I'm pretty new to the RU, and I did have a couple battles earlier with RU, getting myself familiar with it, and I lost quite a few of them. So I might upload those, depends, because I have them saved on my computer. I save all my battles. So I KO this thing after another Giga Drain, get me back up to about 3/4 HP, which is great. And then he switches into his Kabutops. And thinking I could live one hit, I just go for the Giga Drain, knowing it'd be 4 times super effective. But he goes for Stone Edge, and it takes my Whimsicott out, very sadly. And in this situation, I usually just switch in my Flame Orb, but I already switch it to my Gallade. So I go into my Absol, named Assball, and he switches out, and I actually went for the Sucker Punch, just predicting whatever he wanted to throw at me. This is a Choice Bandit Absol with Adamant Nature, Max Attack. It's really strong. Its Sucker Punch is great. And then he attacks me probably with a fighting move, and I hit it with a Sucker Punch, and there you go. I knock out his Gallade super easily. This set is so wonderful because I can take anything out. Well, that's about maybe 3/4 HP, and if it has a low defense, I can take it out. And then now he switches out into a Smeargle, so I switch back into my Steelix. Not sure why, and then he just Whirlwinds me, so that was kind of a waste. But he Whirlwinds me into my Specs Typhlosion, which is really powerful, and it was at full HP, so I went for the Eruption instead of the Fire Blast. Easily KO the Smeargle. Battle's really in my favor now, as it's, I believe, 5-1. Switches out into his Cobbleptops, and it's not a good matchup for me, so I just switch out into my I'm So Ugly, and this is my Exceligor, and I really don't like this Pokemon's design. That's why I named it I'm So Ugly. And it didn't get to do anything this match because I was hoping I would just switch in, outspeed, and kill it. But this thing actually KOs it, and I may actually want to look at this thing because it looks really strong. So I switch back into my Ass Ball, go for the Sucker Punch, and end the battle. So that will be it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and please like and subscribe.